Hello enemies and book lovers, my name is Ash and this is going to be my October TBR. I am excited. This is finally October. It is the month of Halloween. It is the month of autumn. I am just so pumped for it. I know a lot of people are excited about this TBR this month, but the problem is I'm not reading a lot of horror this month. I'm not really someone that likes to read based off of the season. I know a lot of people are, but I'm not really someone that does that a lot. I usually just read regardless of what time of the year it is, and I'll read any genre in any year. So with that, I'm not going to have like a really cool, horror thriller filled TBR, but I'm still going to try my best to integrate a smidge of it into it. I'm hoping to read Stephen King next month. I am so excited about it. If I could have fit it in this month, I would have, but I can't. A new thing I'm going to add is that I'm going to be rolling at D4. Every single month, I do my Sims TBR video. If it lands on a 1, I'm going to re-roll it. So as long as it's 2, 3, or 4, I will use it. But essentially what it does is that it tells me how much books I have to use for my Sims. If I get a 2, that means my Sim has to choose 2 different genres for me. If I get 3 or 4, I have to get 3 or 4 books. You know what I'm trying to say. So I will show a clip of that and then I will switch to where I talk more because I talk too much. So let me just stop talking and let's go and do that right now. It's been a while since I filmed and I'm so excited to be doing my Sims TBR video again. 2 things I want to mention. One is that I have added something new. My Sim is not an athlete anymore. She hated that job. She was lazy because she wants to read all day. She doesn't want to do that kind of stuff. So she's a lazy Sim, and the fact that she had to work out, she hated it. So I just thought, you know what, let's make it thematic. So she quit her job and now she's a writer. So that actually makes it better for me because I get to do something that I actually forgot I can do until now. So alongside the genres I can choose from, now I can choose specific prompts. I have 3 or 4 prompts that are unique. So they're not genre-based. Hey, editing me here. To easily explain how a prompt is done, essentially Karina can write books now. And when she completes a book, I'm able to title the book whatever I want it to. When I title the book, I'm going to pretty much just make it into a prompt. So I can make the title, let's say, Read a Green Book. I'm not going to actually add that. I'm just letting that as an example. So if I write that as the cover of the book, that will pretty much be on her shelf. So there will be a book that's called Read a Book that has a green cover on it, and that makes it into a prompt. So that's how it works as a writer. So that's why it's perfect. I should have just done that in the beginning. I didn't explain it in the video, sorry about that, but hopefully that makes sense. She can write books, I can title them whatever I want, and I title them as prompts. So yeah, that's how it works. That's how she gets these prompts. Forgot to mention it. Just letting you know now. I think I have one for my TBR chest. A TBR chest, I have actually let me show you. So let me show you, it's easier. So this is my TBR chest. I actually made this a few months ago before Booktube, and I have a ton of books in it. So there we go. These are all books. I have over 140 books, I think, and they have genre. I marked them depending on genre. It's kind of like mood reading because I get to choose the genre, but I don't know what the book is. So I will be choosing a book out of this when I do get my TBR chest, if she ever chooses that. There's only 1 out of 20 something books, so it's pretty unrealistic that she'll get it, but I'm hoping she will. Next is a little bit of a cop-out, I'm sorry, but it is continue a series. I have so many series I want to read, and it would be really nice to get this instead of getting a prompt or a genre. So this is just to continue any series that I am currently in the middle of. I have a decent amount, not a horrible amount, but enough that I want to just finish them. The last one that she's going to be currently working on right now is Booktuber Favorite. So this is a favorite author or favorite book from another booktuber, usually smaller booktubers, the ones that I've been watching lately. I have a lot of really awesome booktubers that I'm watching and I really love watching their content. So if I get that, I'm going to be going and choosing a book that they have said they really liked, maybe give it a 5-star, or an author that they say that they love. So I already have a few people and ones written down, but I'm looking forward to that if I do get it. And if I do get it, I think I might actually ask some of my favorite smaller booktubers what their favorite books are, and I could read them. I am a little bit of a critical reader, so I'm hoping that you're not going to be afraid if I pick you. I promise I will give it a fair shot, and I will, I might like it. I won't choose any books I know I'll hate. I'll try to choose books I know I like. So yeah, I'm looking forward to maybe getting that. But like I said, low chance of happening, but maybe Karina will give us a shot. There's a few things I need to do today. First, I need to show you her house because I redecorated the entire first floor. I actually gave her furniture. I was nice to her. I gave her a whole house. And we have to get a cat today. So I'm going to be adopting a cat. I think I have a name picked out, and I thought it would be more fair to actually have a second cat. The first one's gonna be a girl, the second one's gonna be a boy. I'm going to actually randomize him. I want you all to choose what name it is depending on what he looks like, so I think that'll be a bit more fair. I had someone say that like it'd be a bit easier to know what they look like, which makes sense because like the color, whatever, might pertain to a different name. So I'm gonna be putting him up soon, and I don't know what he looks like, I don't know what the girl looks like, but I'm going to be doing that, and you can help me choose a name for the boy, but the girl I already have a name for. First, let me show you what the house looks like, then I'll do the cats, and then we'll choose TBR for the month of October. Originally, I was going to have it so that every time she read a book in the certain room with that color, I would read a book with that color on the cover. The only issue is she doesn't really read books like in the entire house. She literally will just read whatever bookshelf she's in the current room of, so it doesn't really work, unfortunately. So I don't think I'm going to be doing this idea, but if I can figure it out, maybe I will. But until then, I'm not going to do that because it's just like, it just doesn't really work very well. But I'm going to hopefully try in the future if I can. So right now we're creeping on Karina. She has a new outfit. Unfortunately, I didn't have an orange option, but like there's not a lot of orange clothes in this game, which I get it, I guess. Like orange is a hard color to wear, but still, like, it's very unfortunate for her favorite color. So yeah. We're going to show you I'm going to show you the first floor of her house. Someone's just racing their car. It's like 3 o'clock. People are going crazy today. So I'm going to show you the first floor. First is the living room. This is where she's doing her stuff. This is where she's writing because she's writing her books, trying to get money. So this is the front of our house, which is cute, I guess. We have the living room, which I really like. So this is her little writing area. This is her living room area. It's like a black and white theme. Like I said, I wanted to have it so that she would choose a book in this room and I would pick a book with a cover of that color, but it didn't work. So I still might try it out. But yeah, this is the black and white room. There she is. So yeah, I like it a lot. It's really cute. A lot of this is mods or custom content, so it really makes it look nice. So this is going to be, we already know this room. This is her huge library room. Next is the kitchen. This is kind of like a retro theme I tried to do. It's very much obviously pink, a pink and purplish kind of room. This is really cute. Honestly, I would love this kitchen if I had this kitchen. This is the kitchen area and this is the dining area. Every single room has bookshelves. Every room, even the bathroom. This is what the dining area looks like. It's so cute and tiny. I love it. Little aprons. Like, this is the bathroom. Obviously yellow, has hints of green. This is the bookshelf, which is really a bad idea because humidity and books don't mix. But I needed to put a bookshelf in every single room, so we're going with it, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of the only things I've been doing. It's frickin' ambulances. Sorry, getting heated. I'm getting heated. The upstairs is exactly the same, although I did change a few things. This little toadstool, it's an actual seat she can sit on. Adorable. This little reading area, and then obviously this is still a thing. Why is my... It's just too much. It's too much. So this is her workout room. She doesn't use it because she's lazy. So this eventually will be her child's room when she has a child. Not right now. She's not with a she's not in a relationship yet. She will eventually, but right now she just wants cats. She doesn't need a man or a woman right now. So she's gonna get cats. And that's what we're gonna be doing right next after this. So yeah, that is the whole house. Like I showed you, this is what it looks like from like above. And I like it. It's cute. It's simple. Hopefully she can, you know, get enough money to pay for it because I don't know if she'll be able to afford it for very long. She needs to write a lot of books to do that, but we'll see how it goes. And next we're gonna be moving on to getting a cat, and I'm really so excited about this. So let's go and do that right now. So I'm back. I was doing laundry, so just ignore this. I'm just drying it out. Why am I looking at myself? I'm drying this out, so just ignore this. Here we have our little adoption participants. So I think there's two that I want to choose from. Actually, I don't know. So I really like this cat. She's so cute. I love her. We also have this one that I think is cute, and this one. So I think I'm gonna choose these three, and we're gonna see if we like any of them. So what essentially happens is that you have them come over like this. Let me just, oh my gosh, slow it down. Jeez Louise. We're gonna see which one. I already have a name for them or her. This is Mirabelle. So I really love the name Mirabelle. It actually reminds me of my grandmother. Her name was Myra, so I like that name a lot. So we're gonna go with Mirabelle. She said that Mirabelle is a character who has multiple lives, kind of like a cat. And I think the name is really beautiful. So I'm going to be choosing that name. We're gonna see what one we like. Usually I like to see their personalities, see what their traits are. It's gonna be interesting. We'll see if any of them like us. I don't know if I'm gonna, oh, this is hard. This is hard. Whoa. That cat did not like us very much. Okay, that's fine. Maybe it just takes her a little bit of time to warm up to us. To be honest, this one's my favorite. The one that she's talking to right now, this one. Okay. I want to know, so she's playful. We know that because of this symbol, playful pets. Get to know. I think this might be the one. I think this is gonna be the one because I love her. And she's friendly. So she's friendly, playful, oh my gosh. And last one, frisky. All right, I think that Fiona, which is going to be renamed Mirabelle, is going to be the one that we're going to be adopting. Adopt, 200, and there we go. Yes. So we're gonna rename her. I think that's how you spell it. If it's not, I will obviously edit it, but I think that's the correct way of spelling it. I want an animal so bad. I love them so much. I have also a mod where I can play as a cat, so I can see its what it likes and doesn't like. It's frisky, playful, friendly, so afraid of fitness equipment. Oh my gosh. Perfect for Karina. Okay, afraid of the stove, afraid of the doorbell, obsessed with the microwave, sleeps on her back, obsessed with computers. Oh my gosh, she's perfect. She has only one more day until she's an adult, so right now she's a kitten. I love her. We need to obviously get stuff for her, like food and stuff like that. So I'll be doing that. But next, we're going to be doing like the male cat or kitten, and you all will be choosing that name next. So there's awesome names that was in the other video for my Bookopoly TBR video. A lot of amazing names. I wish I could choose a lot of them, but I will be putting up the male kitten in a second, and you can let me know what you want or what you think that would fit for that cat. So we're gonna be moving on to that right now. All right, so this is not the one that we're getting, even though it's so cute. So we have Mirabelle. This is what she looks like in Create a Sim, and then we are going to be doing, we don't know his name yet. So we are going to be randomizing a boy name, Simon. This is just temporary. Oddly enough, kind of works because like Simon versus Hope, same as Gemma. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna randomize his things 4 times. 4 is a favorite number, so we're gonna do 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he is lazy, free spirit, and a glutton. Honestly, a mood. I get that. Okay, so we're gonna randomize 4 times for him, and then we're gonna choose a number, or you're gonna choose a name, not a number. You're gonna be choosing a name for him. So we're gonna be doing it 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, oh, so cute. 3, and then this is the one, 4. So cute. I'm gonna show you what he looks like as an adult to get another idea of how he looks. Oh my god, he's a chunk. It's like a Scottish Fold Maine Coon mix. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's what he looks like. You don't have to base the name after what he looks like, but if you want to, you can. So he has blue eyes, he has patches all over him and stripes. So yeah, that is the boy kitten. So if you want to put a name for what name for him, you can base it off of book characters, anything along the lines of books, authors, anything, even like animals in books, cats in books. So if you want to do that, you can, like church from Mortal Instruments, that kind of thing. You can choose a name for him. He's adorable. He's adorable. I am not spaying or neutering them, so if they want to have kittens one day, they can. I do advise in real life, please neuter and spay your cats, but this is fake. This is Sims. So if they have children, if they have kittens, I'm all for it. If they don't, that's fine too. Right, next we're gonna do my TBR finally of the video. Hopefully it'll all go well and I will get good books. Fingers crossed. So it is actually the next day because I didn't have time yesterday to film. So I'm going to hopefully do this really quickly. I rolled 3 on how many books I'm going to choose, or she's going to choose for me. She actually met someone. I was playing a little bit. She went to work and stuff like that. And she actually, Mitchell, she finds him attractive. She was actually kind of flirting with him. Okay, like, I'm just saying, he visited her and that happened. So if she ends up with a guy, maybe, you know, maybe that can happen. I don't know. She likes him. So I just told her to read something because she's not doing it herself anymore. So a sci-fi. Okay. Oh my gosh. Mirabelle. So freaking cute. So she first got a sci-fi book. I can't say I'm happy about this. I'm not mad about it. I have mixed feelings about this. There's a lot of good sci-fi out there. If I get another sci-fi though, I'm probably gonna cry. But I can do sci-fi. Right? I think I can do sci-fi. Okay. She can return that to the shelf. I also gave a bed, obviously, to the cats. I have a little area for eating. I have a little area for the litter box. And I catified the room. And she had to take away one of her bookshelves for her cats, which, fair enough, okay? You'll do anything for your cats if you're a cat person. These are scratching posts, these little trees, so yeah. Anyway, just look at them. How can I not give them things? Like, I'm making her read something again. This 12 or so swatches of woohoo, oh my. This is romance, which is fine. It actually works out kind of for me. I'm a little nervous because the sci-fi kind of threw me off, but romance I can do. It is one of my most read genres, so that's pretty easy. I don't mind that. I should just let her read this book and then I will skip until she finishes it because I'm gonna let her just read a book for once and not stop her if that's what she wants to do. All right, she actually finished the book. Good job, Mara. Good job, Karina. Okay, what is she doing? Just fell asleep. Okay, we're gonna choose to read something again. And the last book that she chose is a fantasy book, which, like, that's literally perfect for me. So I got a fantasy and a romance, which is great. The sci-fi is throwing me off a bit. I'm going to see what happens with that. I can work with that. A sci-fi, a romance, and a fantasy book. I did not get any of my prompts, which is fine. I want to eventually though. So if I don't get any prompts for like the rest of the year, maybe I'll have to add a little bit more. But until then, this is good enough. So yeah. I hope you enjoyed. A lot of Sim stuff today. Sorry about that. Next time it'll just be naming our cat, and then after that she's going to get a partner. Maybe it'll be the guy that she met, Mitchell. So yeah, we will see. And until then, I hope you have a great time, and I'm going to be showing you my TBR in the next clip. So with these cuties in mind, let's go and do that. So we got 3 books for my Sims TBR choice, and I have chosen a few books for myself, and overall this is going to be a 7-book TBR. Now, considering last month I pretty much failed the Bookclub, this is not a great choice for me at all. I don't really know if I'm going to be reading all these books. I'm going to try my best to read these books, but I'm gonna just go over these books really quickly, considering the fact that, yeah, this is too long, okay? I know I talk too much. Let's just move on from now. So the first thing I want to talk about is a book that I'm going to be carrying over from September into October. And that is going to be Eldest by Christopher Paolini. I am still reading this. I am officially right now halfway through it, a little over halfway. I am strictly reading this because my boyfriend wants me to. It's like a childhood favorite of his, but I'm not liking it a lot. This one especially is so boring to me. And I even told him, like, how much do you want me to read this? He said he wanted me to read it pretty well. Like, he wanted me to read it. And I feel really bad not trying it. So I'm going to try getting through this one. I'm going to try my best. Try the third one. And if I do not like the third one, I'm just DNFing the series because I cannot get into it for the life of me. I'm going to try finishing this book in October and just hoping that I will enjoy it as it goes, because I don't know. It's just not for me right now. Hoping for the best. Don't have much hope, but you know what? Maybe it'll turn around. Maybe it'll turn around. So next, I'm going to talk about all the books that my sim chose for the genres. So I'm going to start with the first one that she did, which was sci-fi. Now, when sci-fi came up, I was kind of not the happiest about it, I'll be honest with you, but actually it kind of works out in a way because I thought I maybe would try a sci-fi thriller or a sci-fi horror, and I actually had one on my list that I was surprised to see, and I decided to choose it. And that book is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This is a sci-fi mystery thriller, and it's obviously a little bit not like the typical sci-fi book, but I mean, it's still in that category, so I'm going to count it. This book is pretty popular. I don't really know anything about it, but I did read the description of it. It's just an average guy who has a wife and a child. His name is Jason, and he's just living his life and expecting to go home to his family, all of a sudden to be abducted and pretty much just brought into a different world where his family are different people and everything around him seems to have changed. I'm wondering if it's like alternate universe, alternate reality. I don't know, but I'm really looking forward to trying it out and seeing if I like it. This will be on hold for my library, so I probably won't be getting into it until the end of the month, but I am looking forward to seeing if I will enjoy it. I don't read much thrillers at all, so I'm hoping this will work out really well, and the premise sounds really cool, so there's a chance I might like it. We'll see. Maybe I'll become a thriller lover. Let's hope not. I have enough genres I like. The next book that Karina chose for me was fantasy, and this is pretty simple for me because I read fantasy pretty exclusively. I will not choose eldest for this, but I will choose another book that I needed to read anyway. This is kind of like a readathon or like a read along. It goes every 2 months, so October, December, and I think February. So the first book that we were going to be reading is The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington. This is a high fantasy adult trilogy, I believe, and it is something that I've been on my radar for at least a year or so when I started reading higher fantasy books or adult fantasy. This is actually on my Kindle. I got it for like really cheap, so I already have it, and there's like no reason for me not to read it at this point, and I've been wanting to read it. I had it at one point and then returned it to my library. I think now is the time to actually get to it. This book is about Davian, who has suffered the consequences of a war that happened 20 years prior. Overthrown during this war, these powerful beings called augurs were seen as gods, and at this point, like I said, they were overthrown. The women and men below them had these slight abilities known as gifts. To avoid the fates of the augurs, the people with these gifts submitted themselves to the four tenets, whatever. I've been struggling with this description for literally 5 minutes, so I'm just gonna like stop here and just add that Davian eventually realizes that he has a power within him that is pretty much on the league of an augur, and of course this is going to cause rifts and drama and, you know, cool fantasy tension, and I'm kind of looking forward to that. This sounds pretty cool. It also says to the north, a long thought defeated enemy is returning. I'm assuming that's an augur, but maybe it's not. Maybe I'll be surprised it's something else. And another character whose fate is intertwined with Davian wakes up in the forest with blood covering him with no memory of how he got there. I'm just looking forward to this. I want to see if this is good. I want to see if I like it. But yeah, this is a little like readathon happening, and I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully I can get through it and actually finish a nice chunky fantasy book. I mean, this is 602 pages, which is pretty reasonable considering I'm reading another book this month that's over 800 pages, and we'll get to that soon, but yeah, that's not that bad. 600 pages isn't bad. So for the third and final book, Karina chose a romance, and romance, as usual for me, is pretty simple. I read a lot of romance, and I decided to use this prompt, and you know what? Try to continue a series that is incredibly long and that I really want to finish eventually, maybe. I don't know if I'll ever finish it. We'll see. And for this book, I'm going to be choosing Father Mine by J.R. Ward. I'm reading a lot of books this month, a lot of bigger books this month. So I decided to give myself a little bit of leeway and read a very small, like, novella. This is 126 pages. This is a side book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. This is book 6.5, and it follows Zadist, I think. Obviously, I can't say too much about what it's about, but yeah, I've mentioned this way too many times. This is like a paranormal vampire romance series following different characters throughout all the books. Some of the books have returning characters, like this book. This one is short, and I'm going to be reading it off my Libby app. So yeah, this is going to be a really quick read, hopefully, because I have big books in this TBR, and I don't know what I'm doing to myself. I do this way too many times to myself. So my Sims TBR books are over, and it's pretty much just my choice at this point. I will mention that my library blotto book will not be in this video, so you will only be seeing 6, but there are 7 books on my TBR this month that won't be included in this video, so we'll be moving on to the 4th book. And that book is one I already started, and that is Cursed Fates, which is the 5th book in the Zodiac Academy series. This is by Caroline Peckman and Susan Valenti, and this is, like I said, the 5th book. This one is a chunky book. This is 886 pages. But why? I got Kindle Unlimited at the end of September to read Glint. Oh no, is it Glint? I wanted to continue more Kindle Unlimited books that I have already started when it comes to series, so I'm trying to continue that right now, and this is the 5th book. So I decided to continue Zodiac Academy, and I'm actually having a really good time with it. Now, the Zodiac Academy series, I wouldn't even say it's technically good. Like, I wouldn't say it's bad. It's kind of like that trashy good, You know, it's like junk food, but in book format, and I am loving it. I've already talked about this way too much. It's like a paranormal bully romance series. I've already started this book. Like I said, I'm like only 100 pages in. It's really, really frustrating. The last book, the 4th book, really frustrated me with one of the characters. I understand why they did what they did, but like it doesn't really stop me from wanting to just like, this is gonna be a fun time. In a way, I'm just hoping it works out really well. It is getting better. The first book I did not like. It does get better as it goes, but if you don't like the second book, just don't continue it. I mean, I just wouldn't recommend it at least. I know a lot of people don't like this book, and I can understand it. Usually when I read a book that has mixed reviews, I can understand why people don't like it and like it at the same time. There are some like that, but this book I understand. It's not great, okay? It's not. Do I like it? Yes. Yes, I do. So the 5th book on my list is going to be a fantasy romance. I use romance vaguely in a sense, but this is also going to be a Kindle Unlimited book that I'm going to be choosing and continuing of a series, and that is Glint by Raven Kennedy. This is the 2nd book in the Plated Prisoner series, and I enjoyed the first one. I will talk about that more in my wrap-up that's going to come up after this. But yeah, mixed reviews on this series, and I will say that the first book is definitely not a romance. The first book is not, but I know that eventually they continue towards romance. If you're going into the series, just know that there's a lot of trigger warnings. Please look them up before you read them. I think that's why a lot of these reviews are negative, because people don't know what they're getting into, and I think that's why the first book is not liked very much. I think if you go into it knowing what you're going to expect, it's a lot easier to digest as long as that's something that you're comfortable with. Yeah, there is SA, there is on-page assault, and there's just a bunch of things. I'm going to put my review, and I'm going to have my Goodreads. I'm going to have a trigger warning list or a content warning list. So if you need to look at that, please do. So the first book follows Orin. Orin is a girl who was essentially on the streets, and King Midas takes her and takes care of her, loosely saying that. She's kept in this cage for 10 years until things start to happen, and she realizes that maybe this cage is not maybe instead of seeing refuge and being thankful for it, she kind of realizes that there's something else, that maybe something else is happening. There's definite manipulation. There is very much Stockholm Syndrome. This book is dark. I wouldn't say it's like the darkest thing I've ever read, although it's up there because I'm only starting to get into darker books. But I do want to read Joe Abercrombie and like grimdark, so if I can't handle this, I won't be able to handle their books. So for me, this was bearable. Hopefully I'll be getting to this book in October. I'm going to be reading Zodiac Academy and Glint pretty close together because my Kindle Unlimited I think runs out on the 20th, so I'm gonna make sure I read those 2 in the beginning of the month and then get to my other books probably near the end of the month. So with that is my final book. That is 6 books with a list included, and my Library Lotto book not being included in that because obviously I can't show that. I also don't know what it is yet, so that's another part of it. Thank you again, as always, for watching my videos. Honestly, you are all amazing. Not on my last video, but I think it was like one of the ones back when I talked about how hard September has been for me. You all have been amazing. And honestly, like your comments and you're all being nice to me. I'm not used to people being really nice to me. I grew up with people being horrible to me. So being nice to me makes me emotional. So thank you so much. I'm being cheesy again. I hate it. I'm so sorry. But I just appreciate you all, honestly. The viewers that don't say anything, that don't comment, the people just watching. I reached 250 subscribers, and like I want to say that numbers don't matter, and they don't. But it's just like seeing that people like care about my content in some regard is just like, I don't know. I really, really appreciate it. I'm gonna stop talking now because this is enough. This is enough. Why am I so bad at saying goodbye? Take care of yourselves. Stay warm and toasty. Drink that pumpkin chai, and I hope to see you all in the future. Goodbye, everyone.